Greetings everyone, and great here with another Age of Empires 3 replay. So on the right side is the red Germans with ipponking, ipponking. I have no idea how to pronounce that. On the left side is the blue Portuguese with Captain MazZen with a lowercase z. There's also a number of wildlife, herdable wildlife to claim. Some water buffalo. I like cows, and cows are awesome. Other side suck a deck, and red is going straight for a trade post. Got a good number of settler wagons here. He's already built a house as well. Portuguese player's going for more villagers, of course. And now he's eyeing for his own trading post as well. Maybe eyeing to just age up with 10 villagers. And now neither side has claimed any of the local fauna just yet. When the Portuguese age up, gets also like 2 free cows, so maybe he can age up with the cows and go for a livestock pen if he claims a good number of the wildlife on the field. Kitty Cat does go down, giving him and steals his dragonfly. Just be glad that wasn't a purple dragon. It does kill this Kitty Cat to steal his aspen. Portuguese player can now bring in a shipment, and now it's going for Federitas, which is pretty common. That's basically a staple card for the Portuguese. It would at least give you some staple food diet. Form of food of 40 food per second. Fast Fortress, we got Federitas, Town Militia, Wood Coin, Gunpowder Infantry Attack, Riding School, Treaty to Solades, butchered that, Spice Trade, Cigarette Roller, or Cigar Roller, Wood, Coin, Halberdiers, Castadors, more Castadors, Dragoons, more Dragoons, Dragoon Combat, Organ Gun, Gunpowder Infantry Combat, Order of Aves, Organ Guns, Factory, and some Italian Amulets. For the Germans, we got a foreign name of a deck, which includes Settler Wagons, Prince Electors, which allows them to summon the Elector Counts. Sorry, wrong game. Allows you to include a German Royal House ally, which allows you to upgrade the Royal Embassy. Sets the Hanover, Habsburg, and Oldenburg, Wittenberg, or Witzelbach obtainable. Settlers, Wood Coin, Crossbows, Uhlans, Team Cavalry Attack, Cavalry Hit Points, Higher Irish Brigadiers, Coin, Skirmishers, Uhlans, Cavalry Combat, War Wagons, Native Warriors, Royal Mint, Higher German Black Riders, Higher Pandurers, Circle Army, more Settler Wagons, Lizenbanarer Cavalry, butchered that too much, Factory. Red is also... Nope, that is more the fauna, not one the water buffalo. There's the secondary town center for the Portuguese player. Looks like Red will be killing off the monkeys and steal their skunk. Current players aging up the logistic in, which is a little bit of a late age up. The secondary town center has not been fully constructed just yet. He has almost enough food to age up, needs a bit more coin. Blue looks like only found 1 water bison, at least 1 that's still alive. Red did find 5, so Red did a good job of finding the bison. Arsenal wagon now being deployed on out, and it's going for some more settler wagons. When it comes to natives on the map, we've got the Udasi, butchered that, which is hoops that cause area damage. Sounds like they are a Grenadier variant. The marksman now being pulled up by the Portuguese. We should probably get around of Castadors, right? Or I could have given him a round of the crossbows. Either way. He's also going for a very fine coat. More settlers, which also brings some Uhlans. This here will give him 3 Uhlans. We got 3 Uhlans now pushing the way forward. More monkeys starting to go on down. Louis Figo, the explorer, will be picked off by the Uhlans. Joanne Alflinger will be claiming the 120 food is not bad. Uhlans not push away forward because he does have access to 2 town centers, which means 2 town militia. Does find this villager here. This villager does go down. He does not have the town militia just yet. And nor is he making use of the other villager queue from the town center either. Only 13 villagers at the moment. He's making use of it now. His opponent has 21 villagers, which a good number of them are settler wagons. There's a Castadors in the age up, which will be ripped apart by the Uhlans. Castadors are basically musketeers, or skirmishers with musketeer-style cost. 6 Uhlans are there. Got some idle villagers here.
Aufgabe? Ja.
Running, he has 10 out of 20 settler wagons. It's actually a pretty good amount. So add 10 to this number here. So he has 33 villagers versus just 14. He is aging up to the exile prince. So the German player's in a pretty good position right now, looks like. We got tertiary towns that are now being deployed on out. Bringing the prince electors now. And we've got more Castadors being brought in by the Portuguese. He knows to fight against Germans, which means Uhlans going to be a part of his opponent's composition. So you will have to play around that. Maybe not a good idea to go for the Castadors, but actually a good idea to go for the 5 Dragoons. For steel traps, he is actually building around Dragoons as well.
Yeah.
German players trying to go for a round of skirmishers. Going for the Royal Embassy now. I wonder which native he'll go for. Probably, I want to see the mounted, the Habsburg allies maybe the best out of them. He's going for the House of Oldenburg, which should give him Royal Hunters. If that icon is, gives me an idea of what it is. I think the Habsburg may have been a bit better. The mounted infantry would allow him to get some good units good against Castadors, and they're classified as heavy range cav, so Castadors won't do any bonus damage in return. So they should actually receive bonus damage from the Dragoons. We can always dismount them later on. Yeah, I think the Habsburg would have been better. Now bringing a shipment of war wagons and deploying on some war wagons, as well as some of the Royal Hunters. Actually, oh, these are Royal Hunters and not Royal Huntsmen. Huntsmen are the food collector unit, while the Royal Hunters are the skirmisher unit. Or counter skirmisher unit. So these ones can't collect up food, but they can, well, fight. They do cost only food as well. And they do offer plus 50% damage against the light infantry, so they should be pretty good for the Castadors, so maybe that was a better idea rather than the mounted infantry. Since they too are an anti-Castador unit. Are they still classified as see, where are they? They're still classified as light, gunpowder, range infantry, infantry, native warrior. Oh, they're neither heavy nor light infantry. They're just infantry. They say they can be benefits from villager combat upgrades, so they should be buffed up by blunderbuss. Don't think they get buffed by a great coat.
Yeah.
He does not have great coat research, so not exactly sure about that. We got now a good number of hussars and as well as dragoons here. Need some hits on the settler wagon. Got 10 Uhlans there, ready to engage the Cossadors. This house will go down. This will put him pop cap.
There's my state.
Royal Huntsmen do cost 2 population, will also have a build limit. Or Royal Hunter, not Huntsman. Dragoons taking some damage there. Uhlans push way forward. Uhlans won't be great for some Dragoons. We'll see the trading post. The Royal Hunter is trying to find the most dangerous game. Blue right now has an army of 28 here versus an army of 41, so the German player does have more military force, but he is throwing away some of the Uhlans. Trading post is still alive. War wagon does go down. Another war wagon can pull it on out, as well as there's another ship available. Maybe saving for one of the mercenary groups. Maybe the Circle Army. He has plenty of resources for that. Bring in some more Uhlans. I think that's the age 2 Uhlan card, isn't it? 9 Uhlans. Wait. Oh, there it is. I didn't see that card. Oh, those war wagons are both severely wounded. Trading post has been partially repaired to do now with the Oregon gun, to allow him to pull out his opponent's organs on the ground. Hussars push way forward. They're in the range staggered formation. Uhlans push way forward. War wagons taking some shots there. And the trading post is alive with 51 health remaining. He could turn around the organ guns and finish it off, but it looks like he will save the trading post. Another round of Royal Huntsmen being pulled on out. They also 2 population as well. So they're not population efficient. There goes that trading post. Cavalry cuirass now being researched. More skirmishers. Over here got halberdiers and more hussars. He does not have church improvements researched. They're skirmishing around. Organs did find a decent volley there. No shipments available, going for cavalry combat. Bringing around of Uhlans as well. Uhlans moving around. Getting a little bit damage there. Both sides not really want to commit, trying to find a good opportunity to engage. Dragons do take a volley there. One dragon does go down. Long flume researched by one of the players. Dragon combat now being researched by the Portuguese player. Halberdiers pushing their way forward. We got a good number of skirmishers engaged the Halberdiers. Blue's starting to get whittled down a little bit, but Red's army is split apart from the cliff face. Here comes Uhlans, gonna be closing on in, then somebody needs to circle around, hit those organ guns. Red's has still a decent core there, which are very, very stacked up, very vulnerable to the organ guns. Uhlans engaging their flanks. Hussars, and looks like most dragons have gone down. Hussars are holding the line against the Uhlans. Red's falling back this little force here. The Kossars taking some damage there. It looks like no more Halberdiers remain for torch capability. Kossars don't have good sort of torch damage. And Blue's gonna be falling back. He does save the 3 organ guns, though one of them's a little bit wounded. Both sides lost majority of the force. I think Red overall won the fight. He at least didn't lose a fight on his doorstep. The Portuguese players have 42 villagers versus the Germans 39. Another round of veteran Uhlans here.
There's my state.
Did find a couple of villages there, torching down some outskirt houses. More dragoons being pulled on out. He does have a decent amount of resources, but very far from aging up again. German player right now has 40 villages, 140 population on the field, versus the Portuguese 43 villagers and only 100 population on the field. So the German player definitely has a larger army. Portuguese player can bring in a good amount of militia if needed. Hussars and organ guns push forward, but there's a good number of Uhlans here. Portuguese players are going for a round of Hussars. German players are going for a round of nothing at the moment. First shipments, 13 Black Brunswickers. Try and torch down this town center that's being built. Organ guns firing. Fires a volley into the town center. Losing a lot of extra damage here. Town center is doing just fine. Does take up the explorer, denying the production of the building of the town center. The regular villagers can finish the production. Blue's now pushing way forward. Red's army is skirmishing around. Uhlans now pushing way forward. Maybe he'll find some opportunity to gauge these organ guns. But nope, he does manage to encircle it. The town center does get removed. Bringing the German Black Riders, which I believe are light cavalry, and more of the veteran Royal Huntsmen. Fine. Doesn't see a population cost to them. So they may be native, but I think they're mercenary. He has a decent amount of food and wood, the German player right now in store. Maybe go for a round of pikemen would be in order. Germans get pikemen? I know they can get halberdiers. Or they're Doppeln soldiers.
Auftrag.
Wähle Minimum.
Es geht mir besser.
There's my state.
Rural Huntsmen do less damage versus Heavy Cav. Don't do any bonus damage versus Light Cav. You may find one of the organ guns here. That's the wounded one as well. Does take out a volley there. One organ gun does go down. There's the Black Riders. They are light cavalry. They are mercenary. Ulan's not pushing way forward. Black Riders still getting some good damage. Ulan's connecting, getting some good melee damage around some of the Dragoons. And so we've got a good number of the Royal Huntsmen in the region as well. They may not do any less bonus damage as light cavalry, but at least they're doing less damage versus cavalry or light cavalry as well. More Hussars, more Dragoons been brought in, as well as going around the Halberdiers. And now we do have the Black Brunswickers now being plotted on the field. And Black Riders do cost 3 population each. So that is 21 population remaining in Black Riders. Going for a round of War Wagons. Designing for a trading post here. We also have a mill up here. He does have some more local fauna up here, as well as some berry bushes. Probably should collect that up first. But now villagers are providing. Oh, he's gotten quite a bit into the mill research, hasn't he? He has 0.77 food income. The fauna collectors have 0.92, which is still better, but he has gotten a good number of mill upgrades, appears to be. Hussars, veteran Hussars, and more Kossars being put on the field. More skirmishers. There's Black Brunswickers, which appears to be a musketeer variant. Swift musketeers, so they have perhaps faster movement speed, benefits promotions. Yep, they are classified as native as well. Now he's also going for priest. Healing up the German Black Ride is not a half bad idea. He'll make them less holy by patching up all the holes in their bodies. We got an army of 44 here, more reinforcements, 53 versus an army of 75. Of course, got a bit of scattered forces here. More Dragoons being pulled out by the Portuguese player. German player going for more Ulans. There's still quite a bit of wood in stores as well. Ulan's now push their way forward. Got a nice little choke point here for red, and no organ guns to punch that choke point. Ulan's try to push along the flank, but they do get forced them back. Red still has a sizable army of 46 here versus an army of 33. And there's actually still a good number of Hussars over here versus some Ulans. Kossars will be hit by the Royal Huntsman, getting some good damage onto them. Hussars and Dragoons push way forward. The rest of the Ulans have gone down. Still a couple Black Riders remaining, as well as some Brunswickers. And now blue is starting to fall on back. Red has held. Both sides lost quite a bit of their army. We now have another round of Northern Musketeers, which also only cost food, like the Royal Huntsman. They don't really have to worry about that food income and get a decent amount of native units. That's maybe one reason why he went for the House of Oldenburg, because both of them cost food. Royal Mint now being pulled on out, improving coin collection from all resources by 25%. We got a number of villagers here, as well as some priests. What's the some of the war wagons were getting distracted there. I'm not sure from what though. The Brunswickers, whatever them maybe left on the field, may want to go in melee mode. Hussars slowly being picked off. All the Hussars are now down. Now Red's army can more stand and fight. Northern Musketeers are also a heavy infantry, so they could have affixed bayonets there as well.
There's my estate.
Northern Musketeers, devoted Musketeer from Northern Europe with low hit points but high damage, benefits promotions. Oh, they also have more or less Carolyn damage, so keeping them at range to deal with the Hussars is actually not half bad. So against light cavalry, they're still actually, yeah, even against heavy cav, they're still better than melee. But of course, melee means getting melee range. More Royal Huntsmen, more Northern Musketeers. He has quite a bit of food stored up. Only the 1 mil right now. 9 out of 10 gatherers. Ulans, that would have been a great. Didn't really pay close enough attention. Those are Castadors. Perfect thing to Ulans to engage. Goes to do the Royal Huntsman. Hussar starts trying to push way forward. Got a number of priests here for healing. Not healing. Ulans and Northern Musketeers trying to deal with all the Hussars. Looks like the Hussars will manage to break on through. Got another round of Northern Musketeers here. Those not being forced on back. Right, the score is still actually slightly in favor towards the German player, but a good number of these villagers are now forced to evacuate to the outpost. The outpost does have some health to work with. Red has saved his villagers. And looks like he will do fine to protect his villagers. He's going to lose a bit of his army, and is unable to break down the outpost. Another round of halberdiers here. The village need to evacuate from this region and get on out of there. Almost has enough food to age up. Needs a bit more coin. The Portuguese player has 69 villagers, a very nice number. His opponent only has 49 villagers, which is not as nice. More Musketeers, more Royal Hunters. This coin deposit only has 165 left. He could just abandon it and go for something a little bit safer, like that one there. This one here doesn't have a whole lot of coin left either. And now he's going to try and engage his opponent's villagers. Does get a brief pick there. Royal Huntsmen do not have good siege damage, but their CTMs can do ×2 damage, which is light infantry, somehow. Okay, so good damage there on those villagers, but he needs to focus on the military force before he starts gunning down the villagers. Northern Musketeers are intercepting the Hussars first. The Royal Hunters need to focus down the Castadors. Halberdiers starting to engage. The Royal Huntsmen do full damage to heavy infantry like Halberdiers. It looks like Blue's Hussars are breaking on through. Simply not enough of a hard counter to the Hussars. Blue's army is going to be ripping through now the Royal Hunters. They're completely pinned there, and now they're all getting ripped apart. Got a round of war wagons more. Northern Musketeers being pulled on out. He has a bit of food to work with replacements. Portuguese players eyeing for more villagers. Has plenty of wood as well. Maybe go for a round of crossbows or pikemen. More Hussars here, a little bit idle. Migrating up north. This map is running out of coin very, very quickly. There's probably around 4,000 coin left on the map to claim, which is not a lot. The Portuguese player is completely out of coin on the side of the map. That's why he's collecting a central deposit. And a coin may not exceed 4,000 on the field. War Wagons get a good volley there, going for the cigar roller. Another round of halberdiers. More Royal Huntsmen. Which now they have a cost reduction. They're costing 105 now, rather than 140. From what? I'm not so sure. But now it's going for the Circle Army. Which also can give you, let's see, that'll give him 8 mounted infantry, also sets the House of Habsburg to a veteran. That is a good number of war wagons. You really want those hussars dead. Now, a whole lot of Khazars engage these war wagons. But there's another 10. Ranged cavalry cavalcade. Northern musketeers push forward. More halberdiers getting picked on off. They're in the staggered formation. German players currently deploying out nothing at the moment, going for another round of war wagons. This one's going for more dragoons. More war wagons. The Portuguese player could go for more villagers. Why should I for more coin? Maybe go to the idea to go for age 4.
Qual é a sua ordem?
We're at section 4 of Army of 42 versus Army of 49. More Northern Musketeers, more war wagons, more Costadors here. More mills going on up.
Sim.
He does have some food mill research as well.
Hallo?
Same mill research. You also got a bit of plantation research as well. Or that could have been from the Royal Mint. At least a little bit.
Yeah.
And now we got the engineer to be employed on the field. This will allow him to deploy out dispensers, sentry guns, and teleporters. And we're also going for Town Watch and going to gaslight his opponent. No need for further comments. This Explorer does go down there. And now I've got some more research being brought in for the German. Another shipment is available. He could go for 5 Saxon Cuirassiers. Counter skirmishers. That could be a good one versus the Costadors. Maybe the higher Panduras would be a good idea. Now bring in the Saxon Cuirassiers, which is AoB heavy cav. He's far from aging up. The Portuguese player has now aged up, and now probably should get some of the guard research going, and then counterattack. Going for his own ranged cavalry cavalcade. Gonna bring his shipment. Maybe a good idea to go for something aggressive rather than try and go for a factory. He is going for the Order of Avis. Dragoons have increased range and line of sight, +4 range and line of sight, putting them up to 18 range, is not bad. He also could try some militia as well to help him really engage. Homesteading research. Quite a bit of an army on the high ground. Red's starting to fall back. Now the guard research has been researched for the Portuguese player. Hazar's halberdiers are engaged. War wagons trying to set us up away. A good number of Uhlans here and Saxon cuirassiers. Portuguese player could try revolting. Brazil would give him a massive number of villagers. Every villager he'll get will be turned into a revolutionary ×2. That could give him a spike of about 160 revolutionaries. German heavy cav has gone down. Light infantry and light cav are falling him back. Wallace just tries to try and pursue these forces. Another round of Hussars being pulled on out by the Portuguese player. German player is not going for anything at the moment, and the German player backs out of the game. This Angrid saying, "Thank you for watching, and on to the next replay."